All right, I'm actually making this video for the people I mentor, the students that I mentor, because I care about their success. I want them to win the Make Money Online game. And in order to win any game, you have to know the game that you are playing. So if I post this on YouTube or something like that, I'll probably call it the science of making money online, because that's a pretty good hook. But really what this is this is the math of making money online, selling information. So if you're selling courses, whether it's your own course, whether you're an affiliate for a course, whether you're doing master resale rights, this is the game that you're playing. So you're going to want to watch this video so you understand it, so you can know if you want to keep going, or if you decide that you're going to keep going because you want the results, then what you're going to have to do to get the results. Okay. So the math of making money online, selling information. So the online learning industry, right? Courses, self-education in the United States alone is worth about $100 billion. I just pulled that stat from a website. I'm going to assume it's probably pretty accurate. It's certainly close enough for the purposes of this video. So let's say there's 1 million people who want a piece of that. Like, they seriously want a piece of that. They want to be entrepreneurs. They want to sell information. You know, there's about 1 million people who want to do that. And that's probably pretty high. It's a pretty small niche. The Make Money Online niche is not as big as it seems. It's pretty small, but let's say it's 1 million people want a piece of that 100 billion. So on the surface, you know, it looks like $100 billion at stake. There's 1 million people who want it. That's $100,000 a year. That's a 6-figure income. That's great. Cool. But it doesn't work like that, because there's this thing known as Price's Law. And Price's Law, also known as Price's square root law, is a rule of thumb that states 50% of the results in a community, like the Make Money Online entrepreneurship community, are achieved by the square root of the total group. Right? So what that means is the square root of 1 million people is 1,000. Right? So there's 1,000 people who are going to make 50 billion of that 100. That's probably pretty accurate, because you have to take into consideration the big corporations that sell tons of courses and all that information stuff. So, okay, cool. There's 1,000 of those. They're going to take away 50 billion. That means there's 999,000 other folks who have to split the other 50 billion. Okay, not too bad. I mean, we're down to $50,000 a year, but here's the thing. Price's Law applies to this group of people as well. So what that means is if we take the square root of 999,000, which is about 1,000 people, 1,000 people are going to make 25 billion, which is about 25 million a person. And the rest of the 998,000 are going to have to split the other 25 billion. And that's probably pretty accurate, because you see a lot of these solopreneurs who are pretty successful selling courses and stuff. But it continues on. Price's Law applies to every group, every community. So the square root of 998 is about 1,000, let's say. And you know, so those are the people who are going to make 12.5 billion or 12 million bucks a person. And we keep applying that again and again and again to each new group. So the next 1,000 will make 6.25 billion, and the next 1,000 high performers will split 3 billion, and so on and so forth, until we get down here, where we're finally at a point where we've applied Price's Law enough to get to the point where they're going to split about $81 million, which is about $81,000 a year if it's divided equally among those 1,000 people. And I think that's pretty much the cutoff for anyone who wants to go full-time selling information online, right? If you're $81,000 is probably a good reasonable estimate what you would feel comfortable with to quit your job, right? So what we do is if we tally up all those thousands, which once again, all those thousands are the square root of the rest of the group that's going to take 50% of what's left, right? What that means is if we've applied Price's Law 10 times until full-time was unlikely. Because the 11th time we apply Price's Law, those people are going to make 40 grand a year. And the 12th time we apply Price's Law, right, those people are going to make 20 grand a year. And remember, those are the high performers. And then we apply a 13th time, and now we're down to less than $1,000 a month. So what that means is even if you just want to make some pocket change, some extra spending money selling master resale rights courses or being an affiliate for a high ticket course or something, you have to be in the top 13,000 people out of 1 million in order to make $1,000 a month or more. So you have to be in the top 1.3% of this game in order to make some extra pocket change. So when we tell you, as people who've been successful, I'm definitely in one of these groups up here, probably closer to the third or fourth group. When people like us tell you that you have to get education, you have to become a part of a mentorship group. We're not just trying to sell you stuff. Yeah, we're selling stuff because it's our business. This is the business that you want to be in, remember? You got to sell stuff to other people to make money because money comes from other people. But when we tell you, you got to get mentorship and you got to take this seriously and you got to invest in your education, we're not blowing smoke up your ass here. We're telling you, we got to get you to the top 1.3% just to make some pocket change. So if you're not serious, like, don't even bother. Right? But if you are serious, if you really want to do this because you've seen how it's possible, then get some help. Commit to it. Go all in. Right? And if you're not in my community, there's probably a way around this video, wherever you're watching it, to get into my community. And I don't know where that is, but you'll have to be resourceful enough to figure that out. Because if you're not resourceful enough to find the link or click the button or whatever, then how are you going to be resourceful enough to get into the top 1.3%? If that's the case, just keep your money. I don't want it. See what I'm saying? And once again, this is not to hurt anybody's feelings or kill anyone's dreams, because I'm nobody special. I used to be a waiter. It's just I had enough motivation because when my daughter was born, our first child, we were living in San Diego, and my wife, I wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom, and you know, my $67,000 a year I was making waiting tables wasn't cutting it. You know what I mean? Or 61,000, or it was whatever it wasn't cutting it. And I looked at my daughter, I was like, I've only got 18 years to get to a point where I can afford to pay for her college. And I've only got 5 years to get to a point where I can, you know, start going to her soccer games, right? The restaurant industry doesn't let you do that. And I only got 2 years to get to the point where I can start taking her on vacations and stuff where she might actually be a participant, probably not remember it. I was like, I got to start now. That was my motivation, and that's what drove me to getting to the top 1%. Remember, you got to get to the top 1.3% just to make $1,000 a month. So just be serious with yourself. That's all. You owe it to yourself to be serious with yourself. That's what I'm saying here right now. And if you're not willing to fight your way up to the top 1%, just keep your money. Don't buy a course. Don't buy into my mentorship program. Don't buy anything. But if you're like, I think I can do it. Here's the thing. Most people aren't willing to do it. So really, the competition is not stiff. You just have to get to the 1.3%. So use every available resource. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube what you think. Feel free to debate me, but I think this is based on science. It's based on math. And I'd love to help you if you're capable of getting to the top 1%.